Hello everyone, my name is Crystal, just in case you're new here, and today I have my June TBR for you guys. To start things off, I have two book clubs I need to talk about with you. The first one is the Constantly Reading Book Club, which is a book club that I run with my friend Carol and Sandra from Strictly Stephen King on Instagram, and we have decided to pick a book for June and July this month, these 2 months, because life is going to start getting hectic. The summer is starting, and you know what? We don't want to rush this one. So the book that you guys voted for is Do McKee by Stephen King. So if you would love to read along with us for Do McKee, I have sectioned off the parts that we separated for discussion on our Goodreads page. So if you'd like to join us, please join along for reading this. This is going to be a fun summer book. It does take place in the Keys in Florida during beautiful weather. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I think it's going to get us in the mood for summer. Also, it's Stephen King, so it's going to be spooky. I believe it's a ghost story. It's about a guy who loses his arm in an accident, and he's kind of just retreating and kind of reflecting on his life, but also there's something supernatural in the mix. It's Stephen King, we know this. So if you want to read along, definitely check out the Goodreads page. It will be linked down below. Then next, for Booktubers and Brews, which I will be doing along with Jacqueline at We Book It. She puts together these amazing book club groups. Also, I'm not exactly sure who else is reading along with us. I am gonna post a link to Jacqueline's channel for that, and also any links that go along with the Booktubers and Brews book club. We will be reading Suffer the Children by Craig DeLuey. I've never heard of this book before. I'm not exactly sure why we picked it for our book club, but I know it is a young vampire story, about children that are vampires or something. It's a horror book. I'm really excited to read it. I think it sounds really good. It's something that I normally probably wouldn't have found unless I was doing this book club thing. So I'm really, really excited to read it. So if you guys want to join along in reading along with us, please check out the link down below. We will be doing a live show on Jacqueline's channel for the Booktubers and Brews book club. I want to say it's June 29th. So like I said, everything will be linked down below for that if you want to join along and read along with us. So now let's just get into my TBR of books that I want to be reading. So I picked this month All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. This is a taboo romance by an older guy and a very, very young girl. I don't think anything sexual happens while she's underage, but you know, it is a budding romance from a very young age of the girl in the book. So I kind of put this off for a long time, but so many people love this story, and I've been recommended the story numerous times, so I really can't wait to read this month. It's high up on my TBR. The next I have here, The Roanoke Girls by Amy Engel. This I heard really great things about. It's a thrilling book. It's about girls and cults, I think. I don't really know much about this. It's a thriller, like I said in previous videos. I don't really like to know much about my thrillers. I like to go into it blind. So all I know is this is a very cultish type styled book, and I can't wait to read it because it just sounds really good. And then next for my June TBR is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. It has an almost 5-star rating on Goodreads. So I feel like this book is going to put me in a great spirit. It's going to lift my spirits. I heard it's a happy story, and it is LGBTQ rep in here. I want to say it's a male-male romance. So I can't wait to read this. I think it's going to be delightful, and it is about a magic school, so sign me up. Next I have here The Grace Year. Ooh, kind of matches my shirt. The Grace Year by Kim Lidgett. I am so excited to read this book. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this. A lot of my friends that read this loved it. That's all they talk about. A lot of people have read it in one sitting, so I can't wait to read The Grace Year this month. Yeah, I just keep staring at it. It's a beautiful book too. I love the pink. and I love the girl with the braid on the cover. I think it's really, really cool. It's just a really cool book. I don't really know much about this. I know it's a very high feminine story. It's about girls who, like, when they turn 16, they like lure men. I don't know if this involves magic of some sort. I don't know if this is like a witchcraft type of book. I don't really know much about it. All I know is the people that read it loved it, and I need to know why. So if you read the Grace Year, let me know if you loved it. No spoilers, please, though. Also for June, I've been wanting to read a lot more romances, and at the end of June, Romance-a-thon, who is hosted by Gabby at Gabby Reads and Jacqueline at Weeby Bookin', they are hosting Romance-a-thon, and I haven't really put together my TBR for that yet, but I just been wanting to read some romance. I need some romance in my life. I don't know who I am. I think I'm turning over a new leaf. My reading tastes have been changing. I've been reading some romance on Kindle Unlimited, and I've been loving it. Like, it's dirty, but I've been loving it. So I picked up Christina Lauren's Love and Other Words. I'd love to read this month. This is would be my second Christina Lauren book. I read The Honeymooners last June, and I absolutely loved that book. I thought it was hilarious. It was great. I love the writing, so I need to read more Christina Lauren. I heard a lot of the new stuff that they've been putting out hasn't been great, so a lot of the old stuff is well cherished by many in the booktube community, so I can't wait to get my eyes into this book and read this marvelous story. I believe it's like a revisited romance, and it's like a girl and her high school sweetheart, and they kind of revisit their love for each other. But also it gets complicated because she's engaged to somebody else. So it sounds like a really great story, and I can't wait to read it. Next I have here the Bromance Book Club, and this is by Alyssa K. Adams. I think the second book came out this week or whatever. Oh, it smells so good. But I've been wanting to read this book. I heard it's really fun, it's cute, and I just think it's a great idea that men get together for a book club to read the books that their wives or girlfriends are reading and just kind of bring the spark back to their relationships. I think that's a really cute concept, and I'm glad someone wrote this story. I can't wait to read it. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and it is going to be a Netflix series from what I hear, so I gotta read both books very soon, and hopefully it's this month for June. And then I have a couple books on my Kindle that I've been kind of just reading here and there, but I'd like to finish. Currently, I am reading John Mars's new book, What Lies Between Us, and that is a thriller. John Mars writes these over-the-top psychological, science fiction-y, thriller type books, and everybody seems to love them. A lot of people tend to finish them rather quickly in one sitting, and they're like big books. I don't know, a lot of people love them. So this will be my first John Mars. It is his newest release, so I pre-ordered it on Kindle, and I will continue to read that for June. Also, I have a lot of romances on here as well. I have The Hunter by L.J. Shen. Then I have On the Rocks by Candy Steiner, and I have Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I don't think that's really a steamy romance, but it is a Colleen Hoover book, so I'm sure there's some romance in there. And I also have this Motorcycle Club book called Lessons in Corruption by Gianna Darling, which I got a lot of my recommendations from Jess at Peace Loves Books because she just reads all these crazy romances. And I'm new to romance. I don't really know much about them, but I want to read them. I've been enjoying them. They're fun. And Kindle Unlimited has so many of them that I'm able to just read them for free on there. So it's really easy. If you have any romance recommendations for me, leave them down below. I've been slowly getting into them. I still love my thrillers. I still love my horror books. I still love my fantasy. But right now I've been just craving something different. And like I said, I think as I'm getting older, my reading tastes are changing. So it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. So that's it for my June TBR. That's pretty much all the books that I'm really excited about right now. I have other books that I'm going to read this month for my secret TBR or the Romance-a-thon. I haven't put together my TBR for that yet, but stay tuned for a video for the Romance-a-thon, which will be at the end of June. It's June 22nd to June 28th, I believe. So if you want to join Romance-a-thon, put that on your calendars. But for now, that's all the books that I'm going to be reading. so far in June. Definitely be reading so far in June. If anything else comes up, you'll find out in my June wrap up. But on that note, if you want to see more TBR videos from me, please just like and subscribe down below, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye!